Happy Monday, happy Monday. I wish you a great start to the new week. Let's talk about the gold miners because that will actually be the most interesting development in the commodity sector in the coming week. Look at a chart here on the GDXJ, the juniors, the gold junior producers, and you can see we are right at very, very important levels. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day, your show for swing trading ideas for the coming days, weeks, and month. So nobody's talking about gold right now. It's been correcting since April. Nothing new for you. If you've been following this channel, you knew I've predicted this for a long time. And we've been right about this. So that had cooled off. And the gold miner euphoria that happened basically after the sell-off of the Trump tariff chaos has also left mainstream media. Perfect. That is exactly the time when we here at Hot Trades of the Day want to talk about things, because we want to focus on the things that nobody's talking about right now and see what we need to know to prepare ourselves for some lucrative trades. So let's get into it. Let's start with gold. And by the way, if you like this content, if you find this content useful, hit the subscribe button, leave a like. It all helps us out. It takes you 1 second. We'll try to give you 10 to 15 minutes of quality content 3 times a week here at Hot Trades of the Day. It takes you 1 second to leave a like. It really helps us out. Would be great. Much appreciated. So let's start with gold. This is gold in 2025. You saw the up move. Obviously, you know the up move goes all the way back to March 2024 when we had the breakout, right? Where the consolidation here, big move up, breakout, move up, small consolidation. Then we broke the uptrend. We have been consolidating since April. Now, first things first. The uptrend that I showed you last week held like a champion last week. Also, we need to recognize, very important, and this will be very important in this video, it's the 50-day moving average. The purple line that you see right here. As you can see, we're right here at the gold price, and we have been defending it for the past days. And this is very important, right? You saw here last Thursday, we went below it, poof, got pulled right back over it. That basically means the following. First off, consolidation sideways action still intact. Nothing changes until we break above this upper end of the sideways channel. If we go over 3,450 on the close, then we're cooking with gas. Until then, we're basically just sitting back and doing nothing unless scenario B happens, which becomes more and more unlikely though, I have to say, which is great and impressive, and that would be we get a deeper sell-off all the way back down to this zone right here. We have the double support of this horizontal support zone and the lower end of the uptrend channel. That would actually be the healthiest thing to see. But with all the new factors we have in the gold market, like the central banks of the emerging markets, the BRICS buying aggressively, we will probably only see this if the dollar goes on a real rally or we get a breakdown in the market, which I do expect a correction to come in August, September. So right now, that's not the case. Right now, we can only look at what we see. And what we see is gold is holding up better than anybody would have thought. This is impressive. And we have to recognize this, right? But right now, nothing has happened. But as you can see, it'll be really interesting to see with gold what's going to happen. If we break below this uptrend and the 50, that is big. Then we're going down to the double support zone here. like we have done here, 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 and here. And then we'll see what happens. If we hold the 50, we'll definitely go up, back up to the upper end, and then we'll see what's going on. Now, that leads us to the gold miners, right? And we're going to start with GDX, the senior gold miners. Now, as you can see, fairly similar to the gold price. We are at very, very important, decisive levels, and we have a big decision coming up because, as you can see, we're running into the tippy top of this triangle formation. We have made lower lows since June in the GDX and GDXJ. Nobody's talking about this, but this is really what's happening. And I'll talk about why that is in a second. We are right at the 50. We are right at the 50-day, right? We basically closed right at it on Friday. Are we holding it this week? Are we holding this uptrend? If we break it, we'll get a much bigger sell-off because then we will also break this support zone right here, which has held up quite well, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So breaking this is significant. This is basically a triple support, right? The 50 is up here, but it's close enough for government work. If that happens, there's a bigger sell-off coming. And this sell-off would bring us down at least to gap fill right here, where we also have right below this former resistance, now support zone. That is the situation. That is why the miners are so interesting to look at next week, because we have a decisive factor coming. Could we go and break out to the upside? Possible, but not likely with the gold price doing nothing. All right. We have earnings season right now. Everybody's going to be laser focused on the high-tech stocks. The senior miner is going to start reporting mostly in August. I expect excellent results. So are we going to see institutional money, the smart money, trying to push the GDX and the GDXJ below their uptrends? And we're going to go into the GDXJ in 1 second. Yeah. Try to push it below the uptrend, below the support zone, below the 50 to trigger a major panic sell-off by retail to scoop up some shares before the earnings come out of the senior producers and the juniors. This is the GDXJ. As you can see, it looks a little different, but not too much. We're also right at the 50, right? We sell off. We're going to go down at least to the uptrend, which, let me zoom out real quick for you, has been in place since 2025, beginning of 2025. We also have a gap fill right here and this support zone. So that would be the target area for the GDXJ. Both the senior and the junior producers should present excellent results because the gold price has been significantly higher than they have predicted in their models for that they gave out basically in the first quarter of this year. Now, the share appreciation, the appreciation of the share price, a lot of the seniors and juniors obviously is anticipating this. But the results themselves will be good. So why are the juniors and the seniors not moving anymore? Well, there are 2 reasons for this. And the first one is that a lot of the retail money has now moved on the risk curve. So I'll do a separate video on this for the channel, the risk curve of the miners, where you have the senior producers on the one end, which is the most stable And then you have the junior explorers on the other end, which is the highest risk, high reward, right? So we basically, as you remember, we started with the seniors moving, then we had the juniors moving, very typical, right? And now both the seniors and almost all the juniors, very few exception, like Equinox Gold, for example. I haven't seen my videos about Equinox Gold from last week. The links are right here. I highly recommend you watch them. That's still a very interesting stock that is significantly undervalued. There are not many juniors left like that in the market in this moment. So a lot of the retail money started to move into the developers and the explorers. They're going for more risk to find value, right? So the money's flowing out of the juniors and the seniors. This is a healthy correction, obviously. But what does this tell us? This tells us there is no need for us to hurry. There's no need for us to hurry to open up positions. Right now, this is the perfect time for us to do our homework, to build out that watch list. What do we want to buy? And then if a correction comes in the mining stocks, then we are prepared, right? And we can act quickly and we can buy quickly, while the majority of the people are still scrambling, trying to figure out, what should I buy? What do I do? What can I do here? We want to be ahead of the curve, right? We want to be in front of the wave and surf it, and not be behind the wave and just see it roll towards the beach. So in order for that, we're going to do our homework when nobody's talking about the gold miners right now. That's why I will present to you this week a second gold, but it's more like it's a silver company in this case, a silver producer that I'm not invested in myself, but that I am very interested in buying. And we're going to go over this in one video. It'll probably be a longer video, but I think you might like it. That's it for today. Watch the miners closely. We want to see what's happened. Can they defend the 50, or is the 50 breaking? If the 50 is breaking, sell-off is coming. However, and this is important, this is our buying opportunity. This is not the panic sell. This is not the end of the world. Normal correction. We have gone up significantly in the mining stocks in 2025. As you can see here in the GDXJ, just look at the chart and you see, we had short corrections. We had a correction phase here basically from April to May, which is basically a month. Okay, it's about time that we get to take a longer breather in the GDXJ. It's healthy, right? The uptrend still intact, as you can see. We made a new high, higher lows. No reason to panic. Don't get pushed out of your position by institutions that want to gobble up your stocks on the cheap. I see it all the time in the market. It's the oldest play in the book of Wall Street, right? We're going to do our homework, and we're going to do what Wall Street does, what the smart money does. We're going to buy when retail is panic selling because the 50 is breaking or an uptrend is breaking, because the gold trend is intact, the gold minus trend is intact. If you like this content, subscribe to the channel. 3 times a week, you get information that you don't hear anywhere else. That's it for today. Have a great start to your new week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.